Well, well, well. Another day in the dark forest. Waylon, Lord Malthus. Hey, yo, what's going on? Just got done eating some chicken noodle soup. Something quick and easy. What is going on with each and every one of you? How are you doing? And welcome to the Dark Forest. Just sitting here in my dark little room over here. The only light is the computer and the screens itself. Left the Dr. Pepper downstairs. Got some unsweetened tea for the live stream. And it's time to chill. Scary stories and chill, that is. Beast back and shop stupid car. Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. Time for a new vehicle, Lord. Time for a new vehicle. What is going on with everybody? I'm just kind of chilling right now to see as the notifications kind of ring through everybody on their phones, tablets, computers that we're live streaming. Sometimes people get notified a little bit later. Might take a couple of minutes or so. Let's see here. Sharon Williams says, good evening from Modoc, South Carolina. If I pronounce that right. Modoc? South Carolina. Well, welcome, Sharon. Welcome. Hopefully all is well on your side of the valley. In the dirty South. Yeah. Yeah. I've never been to South Carolina before. I've been to North Carolina a couple times. The first time, I have no idea where I was. I was in Virginia, and we drove down to North Carolina to some little trailer place and visited a friend of mine's girlfriend's family, and that was about it. And went to Asheville, North Carolina, a few months ago. Went to the mall out there in Asheville. It was very, very lonely, by the way. Wasn't really anything going on. Half the shops weren't even open, probably due to COVID. But it was a very lonely place. We were driving around Asheville, and I was like, yeah, it's not my kind of place. All right, Jaron Kaiser is here. All right. That's right. Smash that thumbs up to get the algorithm going. That's right. And go ahead and click on that donate button while you're at it, Lord. Yeah. So I've been to North Carolina a couple of times. Never been to South Carolina. Lived in Florida for some years. Thank God I moved. I joined the military just to leave Florida. Let's put it that way. I was barely 18 years old, and I already signed my life away for 4 years in the service. Alton, it was sad. Oh, alternator? Is that what you mean? Alton, it was sad. Don't know what you meant by that, but welcome anyways, Lord. Malthus. I want to say Memphis, but it's Malthus. Lord Memphis. See, that would be cooler. I think you should change your name. Yeah. So yeah, we're just chillaxing here. It's a beautiful day outside. It's about 61 degrees. Super windy, by the way. I mean, it was like, woo, I could hear it outside. It's like a freaking little hurricane or something going on. Super windy. But other than that, it's a gorgeous day outside. Gorgeous day. It's supposed to be nice tomorrow, too. Still with the high winds, I believe. Saturday's going to be nice. Got a buddy coming over. He's going to be fixing / replacing my back fence door, because the dang thing doesn't lock and like the wood's falling apart on the door. So he's like, I could fix that. I could salvage some of that wood and get some new wood for the rest of it. And then his buddy's coming over and he's going to remove one of the bushes in front of my garage. And I got a tree that I chopped down. It wasn't a huge tree, you know, but I chopped it all down in little pieces and stuff. And through the weeks, I've been putting it in the trash bins. But I want it dug out so I could plant some other stuff on the side, the front of the house. So, Alton, Illinois was sad. Is that where you're from? So, they're doing that. And yeah, we're getting a dining room table on Saturday as well. And he's got a truck, so I'm going to meet him down. Not going to tell you where, because then you'll know where I live. But I'm meeting him somewhere, yeah. And we're going to pick up a dining room table that's like new. 4 chairs and a bench seat. It's going to be a nice 6-seater. So if we ever have friends one day, maybe they could come over. You know? So yeah, because our dining room is empty. We've been eating on the coffee table for the longest time. Which is not bad. I don't mind eating in front of the TV. Don't get me wrong. But we were eating off a TV tray for the longest time. We just got a coffee table, actually from the same person that's selling us the dining room table. Let us have a coffee table for free. Just because. Like, people are just nice out here. Let's see. Malphus is Sinund. I think he meant second in command of Hell's army. Why change? Your voice of reason in hell. And I'm in Castlevania. Okay. It's a tourist town in Illinois. Gambling was up. Oh, okay. I've only been to Illinois for boot camp in Great Lakes in Illinois. Great Lakes was the Navy boot camp. Jaron says, I would come over if I was there. I know, Jaron, I know. But you're out there in Oklahoma and you're just trying to fight off those tornadoes out there, you know? Yeah. Just be careful of all those toll roads and traffic in Oklahoma City. Mighty confusing roads out there in downtown. When we were driving through, I was like, oh, you're right. Oh, we got to exit here. Oh, there's a fork on the freeway. We got to go this way. I was like, man, a little confusing. It probably wasn't as bad as it really was, but it was pouring rain when we were doing it. So being in a foreign state on a foreign freeway, trying to figure out where you're supposed to go when it's pouring rain outside and there's traffic, doesn't make things easy. But yeah. So, yeah, we should be getting a dining room table on Saturday, getting some stuff fixed up. I'm going to be cooking some beautiful, beautiful ribeye steaks. That's right, you heard me right, ribeye steaks on the grill. I'm going to cook them. Low and slow with some hickory wood to smoke them with a beautiful California tri-tip seasoning. It's absolutely fabulous on steaks, tri-tip. And ribs. Beef ribs. Beef ribs are 100% better than any pork rib. I don't care if it's St. Louis style. I don't care if it's baby back. Beef ribs is better. If you have a chance to get yourself some, go that direction. A little bit less work, a lot more flavor. It's juicier. That's just my opinion. I've been cooking a lot of pork ribs lately, and I'm just like over it. I'm like, man. I started cooking up some beef ribs, and I'm like, it's a game changer. It was life changing. I was like, I don't think I'll ever cook pork ribs again. Like, beef is so much better. Dragon Legend, $23 each. So you could just not worry about that Dragon Legend and just donate $23 to the live chat. There you go. Saved you some time. So, yeah, ribs are delicious, but they are a long process. I mean, it takes me a good 5.5, 6 hours to cook some ribs. Because I do it nice, I do it slow. 225 to 250 for the temperature. Indirect cooking with some good hickory wood. You got to play with the vents and everything to keep the appropriate temperature. I have a section for water to keep the moisture nice. I spray the meat every hour just to make sure it stays a little moist and juicy. And yeah, and then they call it the 3-2-1 method for all of you that don't know. Do 3 hours uncovered, 2 hours you cover it in foil. That's what makes it real tender, because it's kind of what they call it, the Texas cheat. When you wrap your ribs in foil nice and secure, it really gives a good pullback on those bones. And then the last hour you do uncovered. And then your ribs are freaking done. Like, you could try to probe it if you want to, but I don't even worry about that probing to check the temperature on ribs, because it's not always easy to get an accurate reading on ribs. I just do what they call a bend test. You just grab your prongs and you just stick them, you slide them in the side of the ribs about halfway down and lift it up. If those suckers are bending, like if that rib is bending over and it's ripping and it's going to fall off, they're done. If they're still stiff as a board and you're lifting it up, it still needs more time. That's the way I like my ribs, though. I like them like falling off the bone. Just incredibly tender and juicy. Yeah. Oh, yes. Nothing like some juicy ribeye steaks or some ribs. Mother's Brother says, I can't hear nothing, y'all. Okay, I can now. All right, Mother's Brothers, what's up? What up, what up, what up? The first time I smoked red, what? I fogged the neighborhood. It was classic. Lord, you don't know. I got to teach you how to type there, Lord. The first time I smoked red, what are you talking about? Red meat, red light district, what are you talking about? Oh, man. But, yeah. So I'm going to do some ribeyes for the guy. There's 2 guys that are going to help with their truck. It's actually a work truck. They're actually borrowing their work truck to help me bring this dining room table, because I don't really know anybody that's got a truck. So once we get the dining room in, they're going to work on the fence door and work on getting those trees out. And one of those guys, the guy I know, he's actually helping me with the Are You Afraid of the Dark storyteller chair that I am replicating from the Are You Afraid of the Dark show. Actually, I want to be able to... Could I put that on here? Let's see. Let me see if I could show you guys.
Mulder, it's me.
Mulder, it's me. I'm going to try to attach the beginning stages of my Are You Afraid of the Dark storyteller chair that I'm working on right now. It's nothing much right now. It's a mixture of cinder blocks, foam, concrete, and wood. But the beginning stage of it right now is just the cinder blocks. Because I have to level out. What is it? Okay. Let's see. Could I add a? Let me add a picture here. Can you guys see that? Can you guys see what I'm doing right now? Can you guys see that? That's on the screen. I just popped that on there. Let me know if you guys can see that. I just added a new layer for a picture to kind of show you guys what I'm working with. I had to dig up all the grass and weeds around the fire pit because I wanted it to just be basically dirt around the fire pit. One, for fire hazard reasons. Two, I'd like to see if I would like to see if something's crawling around me in the night. You know, if it's in the grass, you never know. You know, if a spider or something's going to be crawling. At least if it's just dirt, you could pretty much see what's going on around your feet and legs, you know, when you're sitting down. So, plus it's kind of a traditional thing anyways, just to have a dirt circle around the fire pit. I got a metal ring over at Home Depot. I dug about 6 inches into the ground in a circle, shoved the ring about halfway into the ground. I had some concrete blocks that I stuck at the bottom of it and then filled the rest of it around the concrete blocks with the remaining of the dirt that I used to dig the hole with. And that way there's some concrete on the bottom of it too, you know, so I'm not just burning ground and dirt, you know, when I put some logs out there and stuff. And then I drove around several towns in my area looking in display new builds and stuff for rocks, for like water drain areas on the sides of the roads and stuff where there's pipes and stuff. And it took me like a couple weeks, but I got all these rocks and they were some heavy boogers. They look small in the picture, but some of those rocks are pretty damn big and they're heavy. So I put those rocks all around the fire pit ring because I'm trying to replicate the Nickelodeon Are You Afraid of the Dark storyteller chair and the actual look of it as much as possible. Susan Butler, how you doing, Susan? How are you? Making a fire so big the gods will notice you. Do you guys see the picture? I put the picture on the screen. I could see it on my end, but I want to make sure that you guys can see it too. Just let me know in the comments. I know it's not a pretty sight right now, but that is the beginning stage of it. I picked up 6 pretty large cinder blocks. Each one of those cinder blocks, I swear, is like 40 pounds, 50 pounds. Like it was heavy. Definitely needed 2 hands for those suckers. They're not small cinder blocks. These were some big boys. So basically, it's about 36 inches wide and a lot longer. So 36 inches wide will be plenty of space for somebody to sit down and also have room to put up some armrests. Armrests may be a couple of logs. It might be a long rock. I don't know. Can you guys see the picture though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Nobody's really written anything in the comments. Just want to know if you guys can see what I'm talking about or if you guys can't see what I'm talking about. But, so I got the 6 cinder blocks. They're about... Hey, Leslie Johnson, how are you? Welcome to the Dark Forest. You're late, girl. You're late. So, those cinder blocks are 12 inches high. They're 12 inches high. I think 16 inches long and 12 inches wide or something like that. So, yeah, they're like 36 inches wide and then a heck of a lot longer, which is good. Fire Beavis. Oh yeah. Fire! 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 That's cool. All right, Jaron Kaiser says, I see it. All right, so that worked. All right, sweet. Sweetness. So those blocks are about 12 inches high, so if I was to like stop there and have that the main height for my storyteller chair, I would be like squatting down, basically falling over to sit down in it. So I'm gonna have to go back to Home Depot and buy 6 more, and I'm gonna have to get some of those. I'm gonna have to get some of that liquid nails caulking once I level out the ground, because as you could tell, the cinder blocks are not exactly flush with each other as far as height. You can kind of see the left corner back there sticking up a little higher. I want to make it as level as possible, and then I'm gonna use that liquid nails caulking to connect all 6 together, and then I'll put some caulking around the top of them and add 6 more cinder blocks, which will give me like 24 inches high. And then from there, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about the whole chair situation. So I'll either buy like a big wooden chair, cut the legs off of it, and glue it or drill it down in there, and then spray foam around it, wrap it around, cover it with some concrete or something. We're gonna figure that out. The guy that's helping me actually builds stuff with wood, so we'll figure it out. I got some ideas. He'll come up with some ideas, and we'll make it happen. But I wanted to at least I need to get like 6 more cinder blocks, so I could at least sit down a little bit higher. I don't want to be sitting on the ground, but I don't want it to be like super high. I don't want it to look like a high chair. Angela Verbowski, a fellow Polak, just dropping in my mwah and heart thumbs up to the channel. Enjoy your night, Zach baby. Thank you, Angela. Sweetness. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jaron Kaiser, Susan, Lord, Mother's Brothers. Shoot, did I forget anybody else? I think I said everybody. I don't know. There's like a bunch of you guys in here now. But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for the thumbs up and stopping by if you're not going to stick around. You're just going to come over and use us and leave. Huh? I see how it is. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to pick up like 6 more cinder blocks. Add some of that liquid nails to the top of it. Connect them all. That way it'll have a better height. And then from there, we just got to figure out the rest of it. Armrest, the butt part. Am I just going to fill it all with concrete? Am I going to get some flat concrete slabs and just put them all over the top so there's like a flatness to sit on? Or am I going to get like an old wooden chair and connect it with these cinder blocks? I don't know. Like there's different methods of doing this, but I want to make sure that it's going to last. I know you always buy that foam stuff, and the foam hardens, but with the elements, wind, rain, storms, over some years, it is going to start wearing down pretty much. So I'm almost thinking like if I'm going to go that route with some foam around wood or concrete, I want to cover the whole thing with some concrete just so it has that extra layer of protection. Even if I got to use my hand and just rub around that whole thing with some concrete. Just a little thin layer, let it dry. It's not supposed to look smooth and pretty. It's supposed to look like rock. It's supposed to look like stone, because that's how it looked like in the show. It's not supposed to be a beautiful piece of art. It's supposed to look like you're out in the woods and you got this rock chair. That's what it's supposed to look like. So that's how I'm kind of trying to figure this out. So I want to build this to last. I want it to last like a Toyota. I don't want it to last like a Chevy. Even though I like Chevy trucks, by the way. Or a Ford. Let's change that to Ford. Ford or Nissan. Because, yeah. I'll just leave it at that. Some of you might have Fords or Nissans, and I have my opinion with those two. Sines. Hiya. Sines, what is up? Zach, you can cocking for Fire Brick might last. Is Fire Brick a brand name, or are you talking about buying bricks? I don't know. A throne in the backyard, I'm stealing that idea. Well, it's actually not really a throne, it's a storyteller's chair. It's from Are You Afraid of the Dark from Nickelodeon from the 90s. If you look it up, there's lots of... Actually, I could probably do some of that. Give me a second. Let me see. Ooh, that was a little toot. Can I steal this image? Can I save this image? No, I can't. That's sucky. Let me try to find another way. I saved a picture. I found a picture and I was trying to save it, but it's not saving as a JPEG file for me to upload it here. So let me keep on looking. Can't really see it in that picture, though. You can see it in this picture. Yeah. Let's see here. Sines, I'm doing good. I'm doing good if you're asking me. Maybe you're asking somebody else. There we go. Okay, I don't know what happened here, but here is the example of Are You Afraid of the Dark that was on Nickelodeon in the 90s. Trying to zoom in there. So you got Frank, there's Frankie. You got Gary, and then you got Kiki bending over there. But you see that chair? That is what I'm kind of going for. To try to replicate that as much as possible. Now take it, that chair is sitting pretty low to the ground. But also remember, these are kids, so they're a lot smaller. So, I don't know if you guys noticed any comparison here. If you look at that chair, and then if you look at the Dark Forest elf and the chair that he's sitting on, do you guys see a little Easter egg here? Do you see the coincidence here? That is the inspiration to my theme for my channel. Campfire stories. Stories in the deep woods, in the dark forest, around a campfire with each and every one of you. Eating good, drinking good, doing good. Whatever you want to do, do it. But that's my theme. It's the pyramid shaped, yes, but there's a crack in it. So, that is what I'm going for. So I took that theme idea with the storyteller chair, because I'm the storyteller for Zach Baby TV for the Dark Forest, and I used that storyteller chair, and then I came up with the avatar of the Dark Forest elf because I'm a big Hobbit, Lord of the Rings fan. I like Skyrim. I've always liked elves, so I made that my avatar. Threw a hood on him and a cloak, and he was ready to go. So yeah, so the inspiration between the storyteller chair with my avatar is from Are You Afraid of the Dark? I have mentioned that before, but now that kind of gives you a visual. You could also see the same chair on all of my intros to my videos, because it does show the chair and him sitting in it, and it has the Wendigos popping out at the end. Same chair. So that is what I'm going for, guys. Now take it, I'm sure that wasn't stone. That was probably all foam or something for the, for the show and all. But that is what I'm going for. Oh, nice. Eating dinner? Nice. Make the elf seat. Use 4x6 pyramid frame. Make it sloppy. And put sticks to make crack. It'll be fantastic when complete. Yes, it will be fantastic because it's going to be something that I made. And even if it's not perfect, I'm still going to love it. Yeah, I mean, I could make the frame with the 4x6s. I have thought about that. Also thought about laying down like a flat piece of like plywood or something with those 4x6s that are bendable or something, like bendable wood, and shaping that pyramid shape and then filling it with concrete and letting it harden and then placing it on the back of it. But you could also get a wooden chair, bolt it down to the cinder blocks or something, foam the heck out of it, and then paint it. And you could cut the wood how you want to give it the same shape with the pyramid, and not have to do anything else. So I don't know. We're still trying to figure it out because we know for a fact that back part's going to be heavy as sin if we do it all concrete. So, but that'll last longer, So we'll figure it out. Like someone referred to me mixing foam and concrete together. So we'll see. We'll see how it's going to work. We're just trying to brainstorm and get some cool ideas and kind of just go from there, Oh yeah, work it. It's only achieved by imperfections. That's right. Hold on a second. I gotta check my Reddit real quick because I got people submitting stuff and. Alright. First draft is done. Already revised. Those last few lines. I fixed the typo there. But yeah, let's try. Send me your plans and I can make you a chair in my shop. All right, that's nice, Jaron, but how are you going to get me the chair? I was actually on a Facebook Marketplace just looking for a big wooden patio chair, just something wide and with a long back, just an old wooden patio beach chair. That would work. I don't care what color it is because it's going to be painted, covered in concrete and foam. It doesn't matter. I found one. And the guy wants to sell it to me for $25, but before I commit to buying that chair and picking it up, I want to make sure that it is exactly the route that we want to go. And I need to talk with the guy that's helping me build it to see if that's the direction he wants to go. Also, he said he could build that for me, so push comes to shove, he could build what we need. Yeah, we'll kind of go from there. So we'll figure it out. We's will figures it out. That's right. And for the armrests, it could be a couple of logs. It could be, depending on how long the armrests are going to be, it could just be a couple concrete blocks put together. Like I said, I'm going to be covering it in foam or concrete, so you're not going to know it's two pieces by the time it's dry and hardened and connected. You're not going to even know. So we'll see. It might just be as simple as that. Realistically, the most biggest concern is that pyramid back. That is like the main question mark of how to make it, for one. Make it right. Let me rephrase that. And then making sure it's connected to the rest of the chair so it doesn't fall over. Sure, I could put some metal bars behind it and stick it in the ground for leverage as extra support, sure. But we're still trying to figure these things out. Don't settle, make that new seed happen. Absolutely. That is the goal. That is the plan. But it'll be coming. It's going to come along. You're going to FedEx. You're going to FedEx a chair? Nah, it's all good. It's all good. You don't need to worry about that. The guy that's helping me, he builds like patios. He builds things out of plywood. I mean, the guy could make some stuff. So I'm not really worried about it. I just want to see what direction he wants to go with it, because I have like a couple different ideas, but I want to see what he'd like to do. Get them their elk horns. Yeah, I'm not going to put any elk horns on the chair. Now, that wouldn't be a bad idea. That's actually a pretty badass idea. But I'm trying to keep it traditional to the show. Which means, you see that little baggie next to that guy's foot? Well, in the TV show, they would have a leather bag full of non-dairy creamer, aka midnight dust. You would take a handful of that and throw it onto your fire, and it ignites the fire like 3 feet in the air, depending on how much you throw on there. That's called the midnight dust. That's why it's also there in my background. That's another Easter egg for Are You Afraid of the Dark? I have a brown baggie too, and also in the show, on our left, looking at the chair, but technically the right-hand side, if you're sitting in the chair, there's a hollow wooden stump, like a tree stump. It's about 2 feet high, maybe less, but it's hollow. That's actually where they keep that brown bag with the midnight dust in the TV show. And that guy already has a hollow stump for me. I think he's going to bring it on Saturday if he doesn't forget. So that's cool. Like, I'm really trying to replicate it as much as possible. Now, I'm not going to replicate it by getting a bunch of huge logs and huge boulder rocks for people to sit on like in the show. I'm going to have some nice fire pit chairs out there for comfort. Will I have maybe one nice big stump to sit on? Probably. I would like that. But for the most part, I want people to be comfortable as well. So I'm just really excited to get this chair. This fire pit theme has been an idea of mine for some time now, more than a year. So I'm really excited to get this going. Got to do the ladies' chair. Yeah, that one's made out of wood for sure. Yeah. Ooh. All right, Leslie, thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Lord says, I'll be on the big log. Yeah. He wants to sit on some big hard wood. He said wood. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be cool. Let's see here. Trying to think if there's any other images that I could send you guys for like examples of the chair or just the way the fire pit looks in general with everything else that's around it. I'm just searching at the moment. Give me a second. Oh, that's a GIF. No, that's not going to work. Get out my camper. Get out my camper. Whack it off in the camper. Hey. Yeah. Good old Beavis and Butthead. All right. Good impersonation. Thank you. I'm pretty close with Buttheads. Now, I don't expect this chair to be the comfiest thing on earth, believe me, because it's concrete. I'm sure it's not going to be very comfortable. But that's not the point. The point is to replicate what was on the show. The fire started it. Let's see what we got here. Well, see, when I'm looking for these different images and stuff, I'm seeing a lot of the reboot shit, and I don't care about the reboot. One, it's because all the stories are just about the kids around the campfire and not actual individual stories like they used to do it in the 90s. Maybe it's a budget reason. I don't know. I don't think so, because I don't think the original show had a big budget to begin with. Let's see here. And they're actually making a season 3 of the reboot. That's already in effect right now, actually. All new cast again. It's like every season they got new kids. It's like, really? You can't just keep the same damn kids? What's the problem? You know, why don't you find some people that are going to stick around? I don't know. But it's a whole bunch of new kids again. So I'm like, great. Bunch of new actors again. Yay. I'll watch it just because of the title. Just because of the show. Just because it's already Afraid of the Dark. But other than that, I'm not really expecting too much from it. Oh, the Tale of the Manaha. That was a horrible episode. Absolutely horrible. Probably one of the worst ones. Hungry Hounds was pretty sucky, too. But the Tale of the Manaha, that was just dumb. The Tale of the Full Moon, that was a stupid one, too. Some people liked that one. I thought it sucked. The Tale of the Full Moon, the Manaha, and Hungry Hounds. Boring. Boring. If someone here hadn't experienced different life, you lost me. You lost me there. Demonic on Netflix, a messed up movie. I have not watched that. I guess they made a new Paranormal Activity, The Next of Kin. That's what we were starting to watch tonight, but then I realized I was supposed to live stream. So I stopped watching my movie to be with you guys. You're welcome. I totally appreciate your tellings. Oh, you're welcome. I enjoy telling stories, if that's what you're referring to. Get popcorn. Yes. I actually had some popcorn the other night, actually. Let's see here. That movie ever come out? Let's see here. They made an Are You Afraid of the Dark tribute. I guess it was never made. I guess it never got made. It's too bad, too. It might have been pretty cool. Well, some are just stories, but some have real historical stance, yes. Absolutely, like the Land Between Lakes about the Dogman and Kentucky-Tennessee border, absolutely. There's a lot of true encounters and stuff going on over there. Georgia, Tennessee, some Kentucky stuff, Texas, Arkansas for sure. There's a lot of crap going on in Arkansas, out in those woods. But, absolutely. A lot of it's creepypasta, but some of it could be very dang true, too. You just never know. You know, unless it's your story in general, but... let's see here. I'm trying to see here. Do 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 do. It's funny, no matter how many pictures and different things you find, it's not super easy to come across an actual photo of the storyteller chair. Like, you'll get a couple little pictures of it, glimpses of it, pieces of it, someone's sitting down on it. So it's kind of a mystery. But I have come across pictures, just like the one that I showed you guys here. Just trying to see if I could come across any other ones that would make some like a good example shot other than the one that I already sent you guys. Not that one. Damn it. No, turd. My goodness. Hold on. I'm trying to figure out how to use this thing. There we go. I guess that'll work. So this is kind of an example, a little bit of a visual here. Oh, you like it? Da-na-na-na. That is the theme music for Are You Afraid of the Dark? So you got your little fire pit here. And you see they're kind of just chilling on it here. It's getting, but you notice, you see that log that's sticking up in the air? He's kind of looking at it. Our left, his right. You see that log? That log's supposed to be hollow, too. What the hell? It doesn't look hollow to me. But yeah, that log that's sticking up there, my buddy's bringing one of those. And you see the bag next to it that's on the ground? That's the midnight dust bag. So I'll be replicating those two things, the chair and that log with the midnight dust. But the rest of it's going to probably be comfortable seating for everybody. So that is kind of the theme that I'm going for right there. As much as possible. So yeah, that kind of gives you guys a visual of what's going on. What I'm planning on doing. Yeah. So it's a work in progress for sure. It's going to take time. It's going to be a team effort between me and my bud. We're going to figure this out. We're going to have to like figure it out pretty good. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. What else is going on? Mother's brother says, good night all. Much love. Gotta do so. All right. You're taking off, huh? All right, Mother's brother. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with us. Hope you have a fabulous and safe weekend. Make sure to share the channel with your friends and family. Letting them know that the Dark Forest is taking over. That's right. Cryptonormal encounters with B. Moss. It's great to see you going live. Yes. I try to go live at least once a week. But welcome to the Dark Forest, B. Moss. I will be shooting over something your way around 9 p.m. or so. Yeah. Like I do every night.
Let's see. Season 1, Episode 13. When Russ is in the royal chair and it is moving on its own right after it hits the witch. Hits the witch. You can see the crewman behind the chair pushing it. Oh, okay. I see what they're saying. Yes. So, what else is going on, guys? We talked about my project for the fire pit, the Are You Afraid of the Dark storyteller's chair, the project I got going on. We talked about some barbecue, some good ribs. Just throwing some different topics out there. I got a couple different series coming out. One of them is coming out in May. It's gonna, I believe, they told the author told me it's gonna be 5 parts. It's gonna be a 5-part story, and it does involve some Dogman-like creatures as well. So you guys are gonna be really into it, I think. But it's not just Dogman creatures. There's other stuff too. There's some other creatures that are just, there's a lot of different cryptid things going on. Let's just put it that way. That's coming out early mid-May. I think May 10th or May 11th it starts. And it's going to be like a 5-video project. And then, of course, I'll put it all together in one big-ass video for you guys so you could go to sleep to it. And then I got a Dogman series that's coming out in June. The author is actually editing it right now and going through, making sure there's no mistakes or grammar mistakes, things like that. And he's going to be shooting that over to me. That may end up being 3-4 videos as well, depending on how long it is. I believe it's a pretty long story, so it may be a good 3-4 videos long, depending on how long I make each video. Howl. Oh, there you go, Lord. Oh. So, and that one's a straight Dogman story, and it's ruthless, it's bloody, it's intense. So the one in June is like straight up Dogman defiance, man. Like it's the real nitty gritty. It's amazing. I've narrated other stories from this author, and he is pretty phenomenal. Another author actually just emailed me a fantastic Dogman story. It is a single video story, so it's not a series or anything. I believe it's about 8 pages long, so that may give me I don't know. We'll see how long that'll make the video. But I believe it's about 8 pages. The story's about 8 pages long, so it'll be a decent story length, put it that way. And I've narrated many of his stuff before too. He's also a fabulous writer. So I would like to give Will Ryan a shout out, as well as Alex Hick 19. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate your guys' work. Valor Angel. There's a lot of you guys. I have a lot of great people that I work with. Call Me Star. Shout out to you. Thomas Diaz. Jay Rubus. Boney MOD. 02321. And so many more. I have some really awesome 69 Crumpus 420. Shout out to him. I know he's taking a break right now, but 69 Crumpus, he's actually the author that wrote the Cabin Fever series that was really popular on my channel, and he was slacking on finishing the series for months, right? You guys were getting pissed off. You were like, Zach, where's part 3? Had to wait like months for it. Where's part 4? And he finally did it, right? It's like, oh my gosh. So whenever I deal with a series now, I let the author know, like, hey, I need this completed together. I don't want to have everybody waiting around for several months. By that time, they're going to forget the story. So if you can't finish what you start, I'm not even going to narrate it because there's no point. I'm not going to leave something on a cliffhanger that's that long of a story. That's horrible. So, yeah. So I got a couple different series that's coming out May and June, and I have a pretty good feeling that June's is going to be really rocking. Got some good stuff coming out this month. I got some great stuff. It seems like every month it just keeps getting better and better with the stories. They just keep getting spookier. The content, the creativity, it just never ends. It's always good. It's always good. The guy that built my house by hand used to get naked and howl at full moons. 6th oldest house in town. Seriously, oh, that's interesting. Maybe he needs to lay off the liquor a little bit. Think he needs to lay off the whiskey. He's naked howling at the moon. It's cold out. His nuggets all shriveled up. Yeah, so can't really think of too much else. I mean, I know there's some stuff coming out, a couple things in theaters. I definitely would like to see the new Doctor Strange. I'm sorry, Doctor Strange. The new Jurassic Park. I would like to see season 3 of The Boys that comes out in June, and I know they're making a new Lord of the Rings TV series on Amazon Prime, and I believe that comes out in September. Really looking forward to that because that's going to give the story about the other rings that were given to the other races. Some were given to the elves, the dwarves, humans. You know what I mean? So I don't think the hobbits got none because hobbits aren't fighters. But I know the elves, the humans, and the dwarfs for sure. So they're going to talk about it's kind of like the side story, backstory about the other rings, not just the one ring that ruled them all, which was basically the Lord of the Rings trilogy. They're going to talk about the other rings and the other races and their stories and how it all comes into play with The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and Sargon and all that. So I'm looking forward. I hope they don't destroy it. I really hope they do a good job, because when you're messing with something, a franchise that's that popular and that big, and if you don't do it correctly, you're going to ruin it. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'm really hoping that they do a good job on that show. But we won't know until it comes out, right? I checked out the Valhalla show. I liked it. It wasn't as good as Vikings, but it was good. And it's hard when you fall in love with the TV series and then they bring it back, either a prequel or 100 years later, like they did with Valhalla. You got all new characters and you got a new story. So in a way, it's almost like you're starting over with the same style, same dressing, but you got different people, different actors. It's not always easy. It's not always easy to. Same with prime example, the new Are You Afraid of the Dark reboots. They're bringing it back, but they're changing the characters every season, and I'm like, it's new kids every season. Like, how are people supposed to be fans of that? You change it every year. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, I liked season 1. I like those people. So it's actually think it's a negative thing when they change out characters like that. Call the Avatar guy quick. I know, he's got the Avatar guy. He's got one of the rings, by the way. He's got one of the rings of power. That's how he subdued the lady elves. It's the ring of charisma. The ring of charisma and stamina. Oh, yeah. Plus, there's an endless supply of booze in the Dark Forest. As you can see, the beer in the bucket never empties. Also, that red bucket is another Easter egg for Are You Afraid of the Dark? Because if you guys watched Are You Afraid of the Dark growing up, at the end of the TV show, when they finish their story and they say, "See you next time," they pour water onto the fire pit with a red bucket to put out the fire pit. And that was the end of the show for every episode. That's what the red bucket symbolizes. Yeah. Just another Easter egg. Just in case if anybody happened to wonder why there's a red bucket on the background, that's why. I could have easily put an ice chest in this background. Or just a big block of ice with some beer sitting on top of it. But I purposefully wanted a red bucket for that particular reason, for another Easter egg. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. What else did we not go over yet? Saw the new Scream movie, by the way. I thought it was alright. I didn't know what I was expecting with Scream. I liked the movie, don't get me wrong. It was a good movie, but, you know. Chainsaw Massacre, the new one that they made, it was alright. Again, it was okay. I never saw Fresh. Uma, never heard of that one. Morbius, with Leto. God, he was so horrible as the Joker. I couldn't even finish Suicide Squad. Ayo, Deer in Headlight. Welcome to the Dark Forest. I don't know how I feel about Morbius. I haven't watched it yet. I just don't like that actor. I don't like him because Suicide Squad was like a horrible movie and it was a horrible Joker, period. You Won't Be Alone, never heard that. Nope. I might watch that one. Hocus Pocus Part 2. I don't really want to see that, but I know Latin Elf is going to want to see that, so I probably will not have a choice in the matter. Halloween Ends. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Comes out October 14th, 2022. Robert Lyons. How you doing, Robert? How are you? So it's not looking like there's that many horror movies coming out this year. Screamer already came out. That already came out. Morbius. I wouldn't even consider that a horror movie. Yeah, I mean, other than Halloween Ends or whatever in October, there's really nothing. There's really nothing coming out for horror this year for theaters. Let's see what we got here. Ambulance. That might be alright. Father Stew. That might be a good comedy. Top Gun. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe I'll watch Top Gun. I don't know. Sonic 2. Yeah, I'll go see Sonic. Super Pets. I'll probably want to see that too. just because. Elvis, yes. Elvis comes out, I think. Who is it this month? I forgot. I think Elvis is coming out. So I want to see Elvis. Absolutely. I'm in Tennessee. I got to see Elvis. Another Spider-Man movie. Yes, absolutely. Love Spider-Man. Moonfall. I saw the Spider-Man movie. What am I thinking? I saw Moonfall too. You know what? Moonfall was a good movie, guys. Moonfall was a good movie. And I saw the Batman. I actually really liked the Batman. I thought it was really good. I loved his suit. The Northman. Ooh, yeah, that's a Viking movie that's coming in theaters. I think... I forgot. Is it coming out this month? I think it comes out April 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. The Northman. That's like a Viking movie. I will see that. Absolutely. They're making another Jeepers Creepers movie. Oh my gosh. Really? Part 3 was so bad. It sucked. There's a movie called Dog with Channing Tatum. I won't go see that because I heard that Channing Tatum's a dick in real life, so I don't support his films. That chubby guy from Superbad, I guess, and 21 Jump Street and stuff. Forgot his name. He's super funny though. I guess he's just a total dick to that guy. Like, he was rude. He was picking on him. I was like, really, dude? You're gonna like really just be that kind of person? I don't support people like that. You know, I don't like people like that. I don't like people being picked on. I just don't like that crap. Like, treat everybody fairly and equally. Like, don't be a dick. Oh, Lightyear. I want to see that. Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear movie. Hell yeah, I'll definitely see. I freaking love Toy Story. I love it. They're making a Super Mario Brother movie. Boy, they better do it right this time. I mean, I love John Leguizamo. Freaking love him. But they're doing a Super Mario movie. That's interesting. Nope. Oh yeah, that was about that lady that owns a bunch of property, and it's either aliens or something's going on her property, and they're making another Black Panther. How? How are they making another one? The guy passed away, but she was excellent, by the way. Fantastic actor. Ooh, Jurassic World. Oh, I cannot wait to see that movie. Comes out Friday, June 10th. I cannot wait to see it. I love Jurassic Park. The original is the best one, period. I don't care what anybody says. The original one from, like, what is it, 1993, I think it came out. That was the best one. Hands down. Jeff Goldblum and the guy with the mole. I forgot his name. Dr. Grant. Still know his real name. I freaking love Jurassic Park. Black Adam, I don't think so. Thor, I don't think so. Avatar. Can you believe they're finally going to do Avatar? They were talking about doing that 20 years ago. It took them over 20 freaking years to make a part 2. That's pathetic. Pathetic. Like, nobody even gives a shit anymore about Avatar. It's like, the rain's gone. Nobody even cares anymore. Kind of like waiting too long for different parts of a series. Prime example right there. But, yeah, unfortunately, there's as far as the horror genre, not too much coming out this year. Probably about 2 movies that are. I heard they're making a Insidious Part 5. I just don't know when that's coming out. I will go see that because I love their franchise. Same with The Conjuring. Even though Conjuring 3 was kind of sucky, I was expecting it to be about Amityville Horror, and it wasn't, but they led everybody to believe it was in the trailer. But I was not impressed with Part 3. For having to wait so long for it, I think it was definitely a bummer. I'd give it like a C, maybe a C plus. And it's unfortunate because The Conjuring Part 2 is one of my favorite horror movies. And so is Part 1, Conjuring, the original Conjuring. Zoe, hey Zoe, how are you? Do you guys know that my mom told me that if I was a girl, she would have named me Zoe? That was one of her Barbie's names. I think her other Barbie's name was Shiloh. But yeah, I was gonna if I was a chick, I was gonna be named Zoe. And I probably would have ended up being a stripper. Just because. Would you want me to share our local horror mythology? I guess. What, in the chat room? I mean, if you have a scary story you want to submit, you could submit it on Reddit or you could email it to me, but I'm not really sure what you're referring to. Richie the Wolf. Yo, Richie. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Richie? Haven't seen you for a bit. How you doing? Yeah, so there's some good movies coming out this year. A couple of them I've already seen. They've already came out. Moonfall was great. Spider-Man was fantastic. The Batman was great. That's about all I could think of at the moment. But yeah, as far as scary movies, not really much coming out this year that looks great. But we'll see if anything gets added to the roster for this year. The year is still young. I'm doing good, Richie. I'm just hanging in there. Hours and everything with the day jobs haven't been what they used to be, so we've been on a little tighter budget. But other than that, we're doing all right, you know. Doing some fixing up and for stuff on the house. Doing some painting and building a fire pit in the backyard, replicating the Are You Afraid of the Dark storyteller chair, and yeah, lots of projects, lots of house projects. But you know what? They're cool. They're fun to do because it's yours. You know, you can't do these projects living in an apartment because you don't own it. It's not yours. It's not your property. That's the difference between a home and an apartment. Dr. Squirrely. Hey, Zach. Dr. Squirrely, what's up? Haven't seen Morpheus. But I mean, yeah, Jared Leto, he has a bad reputation because how horrible he was in Suicide Squad. So I don't think people like him as an actor anymore. I know they made a Suicide Squad Part 2 or something. I wouldn't even watch it because I couldn't even finish Part 1. It was so horrible. And it's sad because even Will Smith was in it and the movie still sucked ass. It was so stupid. Oh my gosh. And then they got John Cena in the movie. Like, wearing this stupid ass helmet. I'm like, who's this Joker? Like, really? You guys are freaking wannabe superheroes. You guys suck. Period. All of them. All of them. Even Harley Quinn. Y'all suck. Y'all super suck. Yeah, Suicide Squad is garbage. The movies, at least. I'm not speaking the comic books, cartoons, whatever. But as far as the movie they made, it was sucky. Period. I haven't seen Morbius either, but I don't like... I'm one of those people. I didn't like him in Suicide Squad, so I don't want to see Morpheus because of him. Might be a good movie. I might watch it when it's free. I might illegally stream it online just because. But I'm not going to pay anything to go see it in theaters. Not with him in it. Of course, I have an unlimited membership, so I'm just speaking out my ass anyways. I have that Regal unlimited plan for $20 a month. Totally worth it, by the way. Let's see here. You like Jared Leto more as a singer. 30 Seconds to Mars was a band I grew up listening to. Oh, cool. I never knew he was a singer. Actually, I never even knew who he was until Suicide Squad came out. Had no idea who he was. I only knew who Will Smith was in that movie. Suicide Squad 2 was funny. 1 was at least for me. Plus, Peacemaker TV show was awesome. Oh, yeah, Peacemaker. That's the John Cena thing. I don't like him either. He's just a buff Jim Varney. That's all he is. I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's just certain actors and people I like to watch, and there's certain people I just don't. John Cena is one of them. I don't care for him. He doesn't do nothing for me. Same goes with Jared Leto. I have no interest in him. He was a garbage Joker. Morbius might be a good movie. I'll see it eventually, but I'm not rushing to go see it. But I will watch it. I'll still give it a shot, you know? I'm not trying to be biased, but I just don't like him. Maybe he'll come out with an excellent movie one day. Good for him. But I had a bad first impression with him with Suicide Squad because I never knew who he was. So that was like a bad first impression. Like you go to a restaurant and you get horrible service. You never go back there because how crappy that place was. Even though they may have gotten some new cooks, new staff 6 months later, and it's a fantastic place, but it still leaves a bad taste in your mouth because of your first experience there. Same with like a drive-through place you've never been to. Yeah. You think he looks like Mark Wahlberg? John Cena, I don't think he looks like Marky Mark at all. John Cena looks like Ernest P. Worrell, a.k.a. Jim Varney. Let me show you. Let me show you. There you go. There you go. There you go. John Cena looks like a older, buffer Jim Varney, a.k.a. Ernest P. Worrell, who absolutely is fantastic, by the way. Jim Varney is a genius, a very humble-hearted man that was taken too soon. He made fantastic family kids films. Even when he was dying, he was still going to see the cancer kids in the hospital and performing and spending time with the kids, even when he was on his own deathbed. He is a fabulous, fabulous human being. Jim Varney is such an amazing, great guy. I loved his movies growing up, and I still love watching his stuff, actually. But yeah, there's your comparison. I don't see Marky Mark at all, to tell you the truth. I see Jim Varney, a.k.a. Ernest P. Worrell. Know what I mean, Vern? They look pretty damn close. 100%? Absolutely not. They're not twins. But there's some similarities there. Definitely some similarities there. All right. Not trying to talk a bunch of crap about people, so I'll go ahead and take that down. I just wanted to give you guys a visual. How many of you guys knew that Mark Wahlberg used to be a rapper from Boston? That's right. If you don't know, now you know. If you guys remember a classic song from the back of the day called Good Vibrations, that was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. You've got the good vibration. You got that sweet sensation. It's actually a pretty good song. Yo, it's about that time. So here's oh, could I get a? It's not gonna show it, huh? Give me a second here. There we go. Boom, there you go. There's Mark Wahlberg. Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. Yeah. Got them good vibration. Yeah. So there's Marky Mark back in the day. A one-hit wonder from Boston. I listened to his other music with his other rap CDs and stuff. And, yeah, I think that was his only, like, main hit, to be honest with you. Come on, swing it, swing it. There you go. That's right. Dr. Squirrely knows what's up. But yeah, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe! Yep, Mark Wahlberg got smart. He's like, you know what? The money is in movies. And he steered away from music. Well, I know he did some modeling too. I won't post that on there because it might get flagged, but yeah. Personally, when it came to white rappers growing up, I was all about Vanilla Ice. That was my go-to. That was my guy. I still freaking bump Ice Ice Baby. I don't care what nobody says. Matt Damon. Yeah, I could see a little bit of Matt Damon with Mark Wahlberg. I could see it. Yeah, I could see a little bit there. I cans. But the resemblances are there. Yes, Richie the Wolf, absolutely right. R.I.P. for sure. Yeah, Jim Varney was amazing. Yes, I loved the It movies, Zoe. Sorry I didn't see your message. Yes, It, the original It movie from 1990, is my favorite horror movie with Tim Curry. I've mentioned that before several times. Yeah, Yankee the Wolf, I did not like it. I don't like Vanilla Ice's rocker side. I liked it when he was a dancer and he was rapping. And I freaking loved his hair. Freaking loved that freaking flat top thing he got. I thought it was so cool. I tried to do it, but my hair's too thin. It wouldn't stay up. Plus, I have a bigger forehead than he's got. Wouldn't work. My hair's too thin. You have to have thick hair to pull that off. But yeah, even the remakes of It, Chapter 1, Chapter 2, I liked it. I didn't like the clown as much because they gave him like buck teeth, like some bunny teeth. I loved the characters, you know, especially that kid that was Beep Beep Richie, who's also in Stranger Things. I love that kid. He's so freaking funny. He's hilarious. I don't know his name though. He's the one with the glasses. Yeah, he's freaking hilarious. I thought that was... I did like the remakes of It. I did. I think Tim Curry was a better choice, you know, for the clown, for Pennywise, but, you know, that was, you know, 22 years ago. You know, he's not in a position to do that now. You could literally take a nap on that. I know. I wanted that hair too bad. I wanted that hair bad. Thought it was so freaking cool. I know he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it anymore. But I freaking that's the vanilla. That's the vanilla ice that I liked was back then. Yeah, not the rocker version. No. Yeah, I grew up in the 90s, so it's like I have a lot of history with stuff from the 80s, stuff from the 90s. I just think once the 2000s came, music started to really start dying. There's really no culture anymore with no not culture but like an era. Like the 80s had the glamour rock, the long hair. I mean, I know the hairstyles are kind of coming back with the mullets and stuff, but the mullets were big back then in the 80s, you know. The clothing, you know, the break dancers. That was a style. That was a fashion style. That was a era of music and stuff with rap and heavy metal and glamour rock. The 90s was more grunge. The hip hop was good. The bright colors, the crazy swiveling, the crazy colored T-shirts, the Gecko company clothing brand, and you know what I mean. Like they had their own. There was a style of fashion with the 90s. If you don't know what it looks like, watch some Saved by the Bell. Honestly, and the 90s was the last real decade. The 2000s has nothing to show. There was nothing. There's no fashion something that people remember to want to bring back. Hell, they're bringing bell bottoms back, and that's from the 70s. The 90s, the bright colors, that's all starting to come back. It's all circling again. The mullets are becoming popular again. I see people with mullets out here in Tennessee. I figured it was just because I'm in the South. But no, people are rocking mullets everywhere. Like it's coming back. It's a fashion trend that's coming back. You'll never see that bull crap happen from the 2000s. The 2000s had no identity. The 2000s, whether it's rap, rock, whatever, there was really there was never like a real identity with it, you know? So I think the 90s was the last. That was the last real decade of fashion and style and great music. Sure, you'll hear some great songs periodically come out through the 2000s and maybe even nowadays, but it's rare. There's no back-to-back hits. Hell, these rappers now are just mumbling. I don't know what they're saying. I don't know who these rappers are. Little this, little that, and Bluey this. I'm like, who? What? Have Tupac and Biggie rolling in their graves, bitch slapping these dudes. Like, really? I'm like, what? Freaking dumbass. I don't know. I come from a different era. I'm from a different decade. I'm from a different era. I grew up, people were breakdancing, pop locking. Rappers didn't wear skinny jeans. They didn't put on makeup and try. I don't know what's up with these dudes today. I don't know. It ain't my thing. It ain't my style. I'm just saying it. You never had any fun moments? I mean, I had some fun moments. I mean, I was in the military in the 2000s. I joined the military in the early 2000s. I definitely had some fun. Listen to 90s music and played 90s video games. Good for you, Richie. Good for you. Yeah. Yeah, 90s music was great. 80s music was great too. I mean, I think even though technically it started in like the late 90s, but I kind of got into it more in the 2000s was No Limit with Master P, Tebow, Silk the Shocker, C Murder, Mystical, Magic, I was really pretty big into No Limit in the late 90s, early 2000s. Juvenile, I liked them. Cash Money a little bit. I liked Lil Wayne's music, but I don't think he was as big as he is now back then. And I think No Limit was kind of bigger for a moment, you know. I mean, Master P was huge. What people don't know is that Master P was making music when he used to live in California, not just Louisiana. But the Ice Cream Man and all that, he was claiming Richmond in California in the Bay Area. But I know his, Louisiana, that's him. But a lot of people don't know that he actually was in the Army. And I think that's the symbol of the tank for No Limit, was because Master P used to be in the Army. So there was an Easter egg there that some people don't know about. Like, why No Limit? Why the tank? That's why he was in the Army. Yep, Dr. Squirrely, I have to agree with you. Don't get me wrong, I like my Paul Wall. I like my, I did like a few songs by Nelly. Those are all early 2000s superstars, I'm sure they did some stuff in the 90s, but I don't remember them. But I'm just saying, as far as an era where there was a fashion trend, the 90s was it. It stopped after that. But that's just my opinion, guys. I mean, don't judge me on it. If you love today's fashion and music, good for you. Absolutely. Me, I don't even listen to the radio. Periodically I'll turn it on and I just don't like what I hear. I don't know if it's just the older I'm getting, I'm starting to sound like my grandparents, because, they still listen to 50s music. They're like, I don't know what's up with this music today. I'm starting to sound like them. I don't know if it's just an age thing or what, but I think it's hard to change. But I have an open mind. Like, if I hear a good song, I'll like it. I don't care when it came out. It could be done yesterday. If it's a good song, I like it. That's just kind of my thing, though. 80s and 90s was my thing. That's what I grew up with. I grew up with a lot of hair band stuff, a lot of heavy metal. I grew up with a lot of hip hop. I grew up listening to a lot of 50s music with my grandparents, so I have a love for oldies. So I have a lot of different eras as far as music interests. Cash rule is everything around me. Okay, Richie is part of Wu-Tang, by the way, guys. Richie the Wolf, a.k.a. Method Man. Red Man. Old dirty bastard. Yes. Anyways, guys, we've been on for an hour and 40 minutes. Had some fun. I think I'm probably going to cut this live stream off because I got to use the little boy's room. And I need the break. I sit in front of this computer screen all day long. And then I kind of just do it some more when I live stream. But it's the only way I could really communicate with you guys and check in on everybody, see how you guys are doing. To wish you guys a great, happy, and safe, and fantastic weekend. I have to be in front of the computer screen to do it. So, with that, guys, I think I'm going to end the live stream here. Thank you for everybody that came and left, people that came and stayed. I appreciate each and every one of you. Stay tuned for tonight's spooky tale. It's definitely one of those where you go up in the clouds. It's definitely one of those different stories. A different realm. I don't know. I can't really answer it. You're just going to have to listen and make up your own mind. With that, guys, enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to everybody that came to hang out tonight.